What's up, rollies?
It's the Benz fam,
Back with another video. So today we are going to take y'all back into our childhood. We're going to compare some differences, similarities, and just see what you was doing, what I was doing, what we was doing. Ow, he's biting my toe.
So first question is, what was priority in your house growing up?
Priority. Mine was school, sports, school and sports.
Expound on that. Like, what do you mean school and sports? Like,
I had to have good grades. Like, I graduated from a private school with honors. That was not negotiable at all. And I played softball and basketball, and sports was actually over everything because I didn't really get to kick it and all that stuff because I was doing my homework and going to practice, going to the trainer, and rinse and repeat. That was my life.
So you was just an athlete, basically.
Yeah.
So priority in my house growing up, when there was a priority, like when I moved in, there was actually a priority in my house. It was religion and academics. I'd say religion came before academics. That was like every day, all day type of thing. You know, read your scriptures, memorize your scriptures for the week. Did you pray? Stuff like that. And then school was just like, it was also very important. They had high expectations. We were expected to get straight A's. There wasn't like really like a reward for straight A's. It was an expectation. You were gonna bring home straight A's and maybe a B, but like you were gonna have your grades up. Next question is, did you always have new clothes and shoes?
I wore a uniform, so I always had new shoes because that was like all you could have was new shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can remember being little and always, I didn't remember at the time, like I had this memory of always going to this place with my dad. And now that I'm older, it was Crossroads Mall, it was Foot Locker. So he was always buying me the new Jordans and stuff. They try to keep your shoe game at a minimum and make you wear like ugly dress shoes. But at a certain time, you could have tennis shoes. And yeah, I remember layaway at Kmart was popping because my mom and my granny would be lit over there. We'd have a whole big ass pile of stuff on layaway to go get. So I guess I always had new clothes and new shoes.
That's cool.
What about you?
So we didn't, and it was partly because my dad had a lot of kids. My dad has 5 kids besides the kids that he was raising, and he had been put on child support, so he complained.
5 kids besides
the 2 other ones that were in the house.
So he had 7 kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because of that, he had like a lot of child support and stuff that had been taken out on the kids that did not live there. And even on me when I was little, before I lived with him, my mom had taken out child support, my aunt had taken out child support, and he'd owed all this back, child support, plus ongoing child support. So he was very frugal and basically would not spend more than $40 on a pair of tennis shoes for us, for me especially.
Shit, $40 back then was probably lit. Oh, never mind. My back then and your back then was a lot different.
It really wasn't, because what that meant was that I was going to be wearing Burlington sneakers, or there was another store that was like Burlington
sometimes.
So like I didn't have like it wasn't like terrible, you know, like it wasn't Payless, but I didn't have like the latest and greatest and stuff like that.
Good thing you was buying them.
Till this day, I don't really care about like fashion and stuff like that. So luckily it didn't like bother me too much. I probably could have had more stuff if I would have asked for more stuff. I never asked.
Next question. How do you remember your holidays?
So my holidays were always very much surrounded by church, because my dad was a pastor, my stepmom was the co-pastor, and she was also like the children's church leader and the choir and the praise team leader. So there was always the Christmas program, the Easter program, the holidays. Holidays were about church, basically. Like Christmas, on Christmas morning, I remember we woke up, we had to pray for an hour. So we had our family prayer. My dad did a little bit of talking. We did our hour worth of prayer, and then we could open our presents.
So my holidays, I remember Easter was always lit. We had a nice Easter basket. My mom would always get us an Easter cookie. So she'd come home from work, and we would always wait to see what cookie she brought us. I'm not sure that I ate my cookie because I never really liked sweets and stuff, but I looked forward to that cookie. Christmas, we went to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, we would have a dinner. My grandma would make tamales. We would have tamales, chili verde, all kind of Mexican food. We would all come over, all the cousins, all the uncles, all the aunts, and we would open our gifts that everybody brought. And then, what else is there?
What about your Halloween?
Halloween was always lit because we would go trick-or-treating with like my parents, friends, and their kids. So it would be lit. Did y'all even do Halloween?
So no. So when I got to New Jersey, I was like 6, about to turn 7, and it was September maybe, and I had already decided I was gonna be a witch for Halloween. And I got there and I had made a comment to one of my siblings about how I was gonna be a witch for Halloween, and they're like, we don't celebrate Halloween. And I thought that they were being mean and just like playing like a mean joke on me. And I found out we didn't celebrate Halloween. I cried. Okay, I was so devastated. Like, what do you mean we don't celebrate Halloween? And we really didn't celebrate Halloween. Like,
Halloween was lit until after my dad would take away all our candy. We'd go out doing all that candy searching, and then he would take it when we got home.
Knowing your dad, he ate it. He ate
it would be up in his closet. Good thing we wasn't really into candy like that.
Comment below if y'all, any of y'all who grew up in the church, if y'all remember them hallelujah parties.
Did you move around a lot as a kid?
Yes, I did, because before I moved with my dad, I moved all the time. Like, we was in hotels, we was in apartment after apartment. Like, we was always moving. My older brother was gangbanging and stuff, and he would get us evicted all the time when I lived with my mom and my aunt. And my older cousin was also doing the same thing, always getting somebody evicted. So we moved around a lot. It was either house to house, person to person, hotel to hotel. Like, it was just very unstable. And then finally I went to live with my dad in New Jersey. And then we kind of moved a lot there too, but it was a much more stable kind of moving. It was like, you know, leases up in a year or 2 years, and then you move. Or like, we moved out of the inner city to the suburbs type of a thing.
So me, I grew up at my grandma's house. I know we lived in like a couple apartments, me and my parents, but I don't remember them because I was pretty young. And then I moved to Washington for a couple years, and I don't really remember that much. And then we moved back when I lived with my grandma, and then we moved, my parents bought their first house. So I didn't really move that much.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really move that much. But you know, I stay moving and moving now.
Silly. Okay, next question. Go put some people on blast. I'm just kidding. Were you close to your parents growing up?
I was close to my mom and my grandma, like that's, and my grandpa. I mean, I wouldn't say I was extra close to my grandpa because he was a Sag.
So no one ever gets that close.
You don't really get that close to a Sag, but like I kind of was, just taking into consideration his personality, which was really quiet and very loving, but very quiet. And my grandma, yeah, I was close to her, very, very close to her, and my mom. Like, that's what I remember. I remember my mom and my grandma the most. I don't really remember my dad in my childhood. He was there, don't get me wrong, but I don't.
You don't. He
was kind of like in and out. He was all around. I don't know where he was at, but I remember
He wasn't like absent, but you don't remember where he was at.
Yeah, well, my mom got remarried at a point, and my dad moved to California, so
okay. I
didn't see him for some years. And then I seen him probably when I was little, but what I remember as being close to was my mom and my grandma.
Okay. You're saying grandma funny. Say it again.
Grandma.
You're saying it like a Mexican.
How?
I don't know, it's like a rolling R.
Grandma?
Grandma.
Grandma. What about you?
Oh. No, I wasn't close to any of my parents. I wasn't close to anybody, actually. I wasn't close to any siblings. I wasn't close to my parents. I wasn't close to anyone. I was close to myself. I have always been a person that has, like, I talk to myself. I still talk to myself. I was a child that
ask if you were cuckoo. Next question.
I was a child that played by myself as a young, like, I've always just kind of been on my own by myself. I ain't never really been close to nobody. I'm close to you. You kind of crazy, girl. Shut up. I'm close to you.
Yeah, that took a lot.
That did take a lot.
All right, describe your teenage years in one word. Sports.
That is all you did. Mine was lit. Mine was lit. Okay. I didn't live with my dad anymore, to say the least.
Yeah, I traveled with basketball, softball, went to school. That was about it. I missed almost all the parties, probably.
Yeah, see, and that's all I was doing, was partying. I was raving. I was, you know, leaving the house on Friday night to go to a party and coming home on Sunday night.
Damn, girl.
I was out kicking it. Parentless children have a way of finding each other and kind of sticking together, and so it was just, you know, me and my group of parentless teens who all kind of didn't have no rules and could just do whatever we want. So we just kind of roam the city.
That was your squad?
That was my squad.
PLS?
Parentless
squad?
Yeah.
Mine was the gym squad, which I'm glad, because
kept you out of trouble.
Kept me busy. I had no time for nothing.
How was high school?
My high school was boring.
Was it?
Hell, yeah.
Why?
Like, I went to prom. The prom king asked me to prom, and I was like, oh God, I don't want to go to fucking prom with you. But he was my boy. He was cool. So I'm like, all right. So I wore a dress to prom, and after he's like, yeah, we're going to all these parties. I'm like, I'm going home so I can take this dress off. I'm not going to any parties. I'm going home. So yeah, I mean, and I wasn't really able to go to none of the parties. I couldn't sleep over because they knew I was trying to go to a party. Like, my shit was boring. Hella boring.
Papa wasn't playing no games,
Papa wasn't playing.
Papa wasn't playing no games. You wasn't going
Which
to
is good, because like the parties that my friends were at, like one girl got shot and killed, like one house burnt down, like drive-bys and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't missing out on nothing. I thought I was, but looking back, I'm glad.
Yeah, that's how the parties I was at was happening too. Everybody was getting arrested and shot at and stuff like that. So.
One girl got shot. She played softball too. She was wrong place, wrong time. And then after my parents heard about that, I was never going to no party. I'm like, damn.
He wasn't going.
The news got me fucked up.
Oh, that's funny. So, I didn't go to high school. So high school for me was pretty much non-existent. I tried it out a little bit in 9th grade. And then
How do you try it out?
I went for a few months, and then I didn't like it. So I stopped going.
Nobody likes it.
And then I tried it again in 10th grade because I was moving up to like the big high school, not the junior high anymore.
You want to see what it looked like?
Yeah, I thought maybe it would be a little different. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to high school now.
I went to private high school, and then I tried to go to public. So I was like, I don't want to go to private school no more. I went to public school. Didn't go to school the whole week. I was like, take me back. If you want me to graduate, I will not graduate here. So. Well,
and so that's what I was doing is of course I found another group of kids. And so then basically we would all meet up in front of the school and then we would leave. And so at one point in my situation, I was like, I'm not waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning to meet you guys at the school to leave the school.
You was gonna thug all the way from AM to PM.
No, I'll just stay home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just stay home and stay asleep and wake up when I feel like it. So that's kind of why, but that was my idea. Like, I'm not gonna slough every day and not go to high school, but be going to high school. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do that.
That sounds like me in college.
Why waste your time?
No,
right?
I went, got fly, fresh to death, showed up on time, walked around in campus, say hey to everybody. We go in class, me and Vandra go in class, start laughing and be like, let's go, leave. I'm paying for that now. I'm still paying for that.
So that was our next question, is how was college?
Oh, college was lit. Now that was different. I got a fake ID right when I got there. I was only 18. I was in the club. I was at all the part, everything I missed out on. Made up for that shit. It was lit. College was lit. I could go on for hours and days about college, but that shit was lit. I never really went to class too much.
Okay, so comment below, because I'd actually like to hear this story also. So comment below if you want to hear about 1, Ash's college days, and 2, Ash's early days as a stud. Because college was your early stud days, right?
Oh, that's when I bust out the closet in college. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. Comment down below.
ASU stories.
What is that?
Arkansas State University.
Okay, comment down below our ASU stories, and then we should do a story time where we just kind of let Ash talk about her early stud days.
That's a lot of exposure that I don't know I'm ready to put out.
Shut up.
But yeah, that's that on that, y'all. Something little sweet, something light.
So college for me was a very different experience, because by the time I got around to trying to get into college, I already had a child. I was 21 years old. I'd had a job that I'd had since I was 17 that was a really, really good job, and I was making good money, but the company was starting to go downhill due to like debit cards and automation. And so I kind of knew that I had to go to college if I wanted to get a job making anywhere near the amount of money that I was making at that company. And so that was when I decided I was going to go back to school. So it was crazy because I had my job, and then I had a little serving job at night, and then I had Messiah already. And so college was crazy because like we'd go to McDonald's Playland every Sunday, and I would just let him play, and I would do homework.
I'm like, in college?
Yes.
Is that McDonald's Playland? Nah, you lost me.
Well, like to do my homework and stuff. I would take him to Playland, and I would do my homework, like to keep him busy and stuff. So yeah, like college was a very different experience. It was very like get it done, just a community college type of a thing.
Well, there you have it. Y'all thought I was a thug.
No.
I'm the goodie.
No,
I'm the goodie.
Your personality is more thug than mine.
I'm the
Had
goodie.
you grown up like me, you would be out of control.
I would be in jail.
Yeah, you would. You would be in jail.
That's where I would be at.
You would be in
jail.
jail.
My 20th year.
Right. I have a very natural moral compass that didn't really come from nowhere. I was just born with it. That has kind of kept me from getting into too much trouble in my lifetime.
All right, y'all. Comment down below any other story times, any other business of ours that you'd like to tap on into, and we'll go ahead and let you know the info.
And we gotta try to find pictures from this ASU stories. We gotta get some pictures, girl.
Oh, I got some pictures.
You got
Taria,
some pictures?
Get them pictures
together.
Get
them pictures together,
Get them
Taria.
pictures together. That was my ace. That was my passenger at all times. We was from Arkansas to Tennessee to Mississippi doing all, man.
Okay, yeah, we gotta hear that.
Take me back. Oh, never mind. Alright, y'all. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
You should have said that.
I'm just trying to be present in the moment. I can feel your presence here, I know it. Presence cool, but you're the main component. Right here by my side. Stay here for a lifetime. Blessings from my God, I know you're